Okay. Should I reintroduce you, Tzipora? So it's taped
No,
or?
it's fine.
Okay. Hi, Tzipora. How are you?
This is amazing, Nomi. I'm so inspired. So many. Hello, Vasya. Such incredible wisdom you just shared, Vasya. Thank you so much. It's so amazing to see holy, beautiful women getting up early on Sunday morning. What a way to start your week. What a way to start your day. This is really incredible. I feel the Kedusha online, So thank you, Nomi, for inviting me. I'm really honored and amazed to be part of this and surely bringing Hashem so much nachas and how he cherishes our tfilos. And I've never heard the Nishmas said so beautifully. So thank you, Nomi. You really touched my heart. So I want to invite everyone who's here, who's listening to this, to give yourself permission to really relax, take a deep breath, and be open to hearing a gentle message that is the right message for you right now in your life. It's possible to tune in and tune into an insight that's coming from the inside that Hashem can give you something that is somehow inspired through the message that I'm going to try to share. So, this message is actually very much connected to shalom, to peace. And we're living in times that are very turbulent, both inwards, inside our hearts, and outside in the world. And this has really given me a lot of peace. So inner peace and outer peace, peace with people that we don't necessarily always see eye to eye. Hashem manages to create situations where this will come up so that we get to work on it, and just a peacefulness about life. So the Mishnah in Sota says, at the end of days, it's a very famous Mishnah. It mentions that there'll be a lot of chutzpah. That's the part that a lot of people know about. But this Mishnah is very, very long. It lists a whole list of what the end of days will be like. And it basically says that anything that we have come to rely on for stability in our life, other than Hashem, will prove unreliable. And nonetheless, the Mishnah says, despite all the turbulence and uncertainty that we will be facing at the end of days, we will have something to rely on. And the Mishnah says, "Ve'al mi lanu lisha'en." Who can we rely on? Al Avinu shebashamayim. Turning our attention to our relationship with Hashem will be the source of greatest stability in a very unstable world. So a part of that kind of turning our attention to Hashem, I want to share it with this message. So I heard this from Rebbetzin Tzipora Heller when she came to Passaic, and I was very moved by it. I called her to get the sources, and then I wrote it up and I checked it with Moshe Weinberger from Eish Kodesh in Woodmere, and his response to me was, I want to share it because it was really amazing. This idea that I'm about to share is extremely important point that must be taught and emphasized again and again. The failure to understand this is the root cause of baseless hatred and lashon hara, and may each of us be blessed to understand and live it. So I just wanted to make sure that I understood it correctly. So I sent it to him to check, but really his response gave me so much chizuk. Here is something Hashem is giving us to be able to have more shalom within and more shalom about the uncertainty in the world. So what is this message? At the end of days, the Mishnah in Sota that I mentioned says, "V'ha'emet ne'ederet," the emes, the truth, the clarity will be absent. And we are seeing this today. Yes, vaccines, no vaccines. What is COVID all about? Is it over? Isn't it over? And many, many, many other questions. If you Google, if you search online, how many searches are people around the world trying to find something every day? It's billions of searches a day. There are so many questions, but where are the answers? So the Gemara, the Talmud in Sanhedrin describes, in the pursuit for clarity. The Jewish people will become, Gemara says, Ye'asu adarim adarim. The Jewish people will become, an eder is a flock, will become groups, distinct groups, holding on to different positions. In the sincere pursuit of truth, there will be people who will find something, and there will people who will find something else, and they will become distinct groups. And the Maharal on this passage brings something fascinating. There's a verse that says, "V'ha'emet me'eretz titzmach." At the end of days, in this pursuit for searching for truth, for clarity, for answers, the emes Hashem will surface it. Me'eretz titzmach, not from Shemaim. It will not be necessarily revealed in a miraculous way, but in our sincere and real pursuit for clarity and truth, Hashem will reveal it to us. And what will that look like? Certainly in the world, we're seeing that falsehood is falling away and corruption is being revealed, and people are clarifying more and more what isn't right. We're trying, at least. But individually, for each one of us, I have questions. Where is the answer? So the Maharal brings a beautiful midrash from Bereshis, the book of Genesis, which describes when Hashem created the world, before he created humanity, he consulted, so to speak, his midos, his divine qualities. And what do you think about creating humanity? Human beings who are going to serve Hashem. And Chesed said, the midah of loving kindness said, that's a wonderful idea, Hashem, because human beings are capable of great kindness, and we're seeing it, thank God. Beautiful acts of kindness are possible. The midah of Shalom, peace, said it's a bad idea because human beings constantly fall into arguments and quarrels. The midah of Tzedek, justice, said it is a good idea because humanity can establish a justice system and settle their disputes. And the midah of Emes, truth, had the strongest opposition. The midah of truth said, I and them cannot live together. Meaning, not one human being can hold the entire truth. Which means that it is just not available to one person to see the whole picture. And what Hashem did in this midrash, which obviously requires deeper understanding, but for our purposes, Hashem took emes and he smashed it to the ground and it shattered to many pieces, each piece a part of the truth, but not the entire truth, and each piece slightly different than the other. At the end of days, the Maharal continues, we are entrusted with the mission of discovering our piece of truth, what is really true and resonating for us, what we can recognize deep inside is our truth and what we must follow, and our inner work, our true tshuva, our true path to alignment with Hashem. And each person who finds the truth is going to find something that might seem different than the person next to them. So Rebbetzin Heller said something beautiful. At the end of days, as we are pursuing understanding and having clarity, what's right for me? How do I handle this difficult situation? The person next to me is handling this difficult situation this way. This person is handling it this way. How am I meant to handle this set of challenges, which everyone has their own pekala, their own set of challenges in front of them? What am I supposed to do here? And the challenge that Rebbetzin Heller pointed out so beautifully, one of them, the first one is, can I tune in and trust that I can recognize what is right for me? Obviously, all within Jewish law. Obviously, when I can, and when I can't, I seek help and advice. But can I allow myself to listen deeply to what is the right path for me, even when people around me seem to be so sure and so clear and so confident about their piece of the truth? Can I honor my truth? There was a woman who shared the story that she took a parenting course that was very, very clear and systemized, and the person who gave it was so confident and experienced in many, many success stories. And at a certain point in this process of parenting, she tuned in and she said, you know, my mother's heart is telling me that I need to give my children something else right now. And you know, she consulted whoever she needed to consult, and she took on a slightly different path, and thank God she and her family are doing very well. Not to say that the parenting techniques are incorrect, but they might not be the right for her right now at that time. And the same is true for so many other ways. There are people who say this is why COVID happened, and this is the tshuva, and this is how to bring the geula, and only if we do this. And to know that that is the truth Hashem showed them, and to honor it, but to know that I could tune into um, a truth that's right for me. And that brings a second challenge, which is when I'm so clear, I know the answer. I really know. I know what every person is supposed to undertake in order for the geula to come, please God, very soon. Can I honor that someone can see it differently? And it definitely has many ways where it comes up with relatives and friends and coworkers and neighbors. And can I honor that there is a truth inside of me and there's a truth inside of you, both obviously under the umbrella of what's appropriate according to Jewish law. If someone wakes up and says, my truth is to go and rob a bank, we don't honor that. But when my truth is to go a certain direction and someone else is different, we can make space for that. So one example I wanted to share is that I heard a beautiful Torah message by an inspiring speaker who talked about what a Jewish person can accomplish, how much a Jew can do, and refer to the success of a certain organization that this person was part of. And I was thinking, wow, at any moment, this speaker is going to mention that Hashem blessed their efforts. At any moment, they're going to thank Hashem for the blessing, because this organization was really successful and really helping so many Jews. And the entire half hour, not once did he mention God, not once. And I remember like the surprise that I had, like you're so blessed with so much success, and it doesn't occur to mention God. And then I got really quiet and I realized something. Perhaps, obviously, what do I know? But perhaps Hashem wanted this person to bring a message that we can accomplish, that we have our part to do, that we can do it, to not despair, but to be empowered. And because that message was so important, Hashem filled this person with the message of what a human being, a Jew, can accomplish, and almost hid himself. Like Hashem hid himself because that message was so important and he wanted to be pure. And when someone else speaks, they can talk about Hashem so much to the place that, like, that's really all there is. Eino Milvado. And they're both beautiful messages, and they can both be there. There's room. Around Har Sinai, the entire Jewish people fit, and everyone was standing at a slightly different angle. As long as Hashem is at the center, as long as we're pursuing it in a way that's in alignment with Hashem, there could be different perspectives, and I can make room. I have a certain relative who I have an ongoing disagreement, shall I say, respectful disagreement. I would say Hashem, he can do anything, and anything can change. And any moment, Hashem is with us, and he is the source of everything. And this person would say, yes, but we have to do our part. Yes, but he is waiting for us to take action, to face the truth, to take responsibility. And I would say, but yes, things that are not available to us until He makes them available. But yet, back and forth until I heard this message and I realized this is the piece of truth that Hashem showed this relative. I want to honor it. Yes, our efforts are so precious, our efforts are so beautiful. And that is a beautiful clarity that you, relative, have. And I can hold on to my clarity and not need to disprove other people or prove that my perspective is the right one. I have a piece of the truth, but not the whole truth. So I remember Rabbi Akiva Tatz many, many years ago said one of the most powerful prayers to make is to ask Hashem for clarity, clarity about our own personal life, clarity so we can find our piece of truth. It is available to us to ask, turn to Hashem and say, Hashem, please show me with clarity what you want me to see. And give me the strength to honor that other people can have clarity as well. And there are times where it's really not easy. There's times where messages online, especially during COVID, were very, very strong. And my system couldn't hold a level of din that was so intense. And I said, you know what? This Torah is for someone, but it's not for me right now. I need a gentler Torah. I don't know if you've seen Rabbi Biederman has been sharing very gentle Torah. That Torah I can hear. Other people's Torah was not for me. There's Torah of Din and there's Torah of Rachamim. There's Torah for men and there's Torah for women. Hashem said at Har Sinai, Ko tomar lebet Israel. This is how you should softly speak to the women. ותדבר לבני ישראל. Ko tomar lebet Yaakov ותדבר לבני ישראל. This is how you speak softly to a woman. And you give the whole truth to the men. And Rabbi Kellerman used to say that when he gives messages to women, he softens it by 200. And when he gives messages to men, he amplifies them by 200 because Hashem created men and women different. Hashem created souls different. Hashem created each and every individual with their own piece of truth. And there are times where truth can clash and we really need to turn to someone. And it's possible for there to be two perspectives that really do not work together. And then I believe what Hashem wants us to do is to go to someone who can really advise us. I'll just give an example for this. There were two people who were about to get engaged. And it turns out all of a sudden that the boy had discovered a very serious health issue, life-threatening health issue. And the family of the girl said, listen, you found that in time. You can pull out. You don't have to sign up for this kind of life. He might not survive. Who knows how long you're going to be with this person. And she said, you know, we've gotten this far. This didn't happen when we were just looking into the shidduch. We've gotten this far. I want to be with him even if it's going to be a short time. The family said, you're crazy. That's not possible. Their inner wisdom told them one thing. The girl's inner wisdom said something else. They went to a very big gadol who listened to both sides. And he said, the family, you very valid concern. Why does they're not married yet. You know, they can pull out. And the girl, there's something you're tuning into. He ended up saying you should go ahead with the shidduch and gave them a big bracha. And Baruch Hashem, this boy survived this serious condition and he was healthy. There's another story that Rabbi Kellerman shares about one of his sons who the night before the bris, Mrs. Kellerman said, we're not doing the bris. Rabbi Kellerman said, what do you mean? You went to the pediatrician, he's gaining weight, he's not yellow. The 8th day, we do a bris. She says, no, I have a bad feeling about this. We cannot make a bris. They went to a Rav, and the Rav said, there is something that she is noticing. There's something that she's tuning in to. Take the baby to a specialist before you do anything to him, any bris. They took him to a specialist. It turned out he had very rare heart defect that was hard to detect. And had they done the bris, he would not have survived. Very unlikely. So there's times where my inner wisdom and your inner wisdom can clash. And Hashem has made it available to us to go to people who can help us sort this out. Please God, I pray that Hashem should help us all find our piece of truth, be able to honor it, to honor other people's truth, and be able to resolve any time where that conflicts, and really know that Hashem is with us in this process of clarifying the ultimate truth. May His great truth, Hashem can hold the entire truth, when His truth be revealed. B'mher b'yameinu amin. And thank you so much. I just want to add one more thing, that seeing this initiative, Nomi, is so beautiful because it is really bringing to light that everyone has a voice, everyone has a message, everyone has a beautiful gift to share, and we need it. We need to learn from every single person. Everyone has something that no one else has. So thank you for including me in this. Yasher koach.
Thank you, Sipora. Thank you. That was very, very beautiful. Thank you. I know that's always very close to your heart, the whole idea of really honoring and creating space for other people. And I know it's always something that you speak about and you actually live it. So thank you so much, Sipora. It was beautiful, really beautiful.
Thank
Baruch
you.
Hashem.
Yasher koach, and you're doing it right here.
Baruch Hashem. Look at the amazing, look at women. Look at the amazingness of women, if there's such a word as amazingness. But
there is now.
Look at the gems and the beauty of a Jewish woman. It's astounding. And you know, I say it that when we support it and when we shine it on each other and we stand behind each other, we actually bring out, rather than the opposite of what some people think, we actually bring out the beauty and the tzidkias and the greatness in each other. And it's the most amazing thing.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So everybody, I'm just going to do the Shmiras Halashon. So give me a second. And tomorrow,